after listening to this, I want everyone, whether you are interested in Islamic finance or you are a practitioner in Islamic finance or you are just curious about Islamic finance, please come to ISEF. And then you will understand first a lot about Islamic finance. If you are just curious, then you will understand whether you want to take that conversation further. If you are a practitioner in that space, then it will help you to also network um, with people in that space in and outside Nigeria, because a lot of people, again, from outside Nigeria, mostly from African countries, will also be part of IHSAFE.
Islamic finance continues to gain momentum across Africa, from new regulatory frameworks to innovative products promoting inclusion and ethical growth. One event that has consistently driven this conversation is the African International Conference on Islamic Finance, also known as AICIF, now recognized as the continent's leading platform for advancing non-interest finance. This year marks the 7th edition, themed Africa Emerging, a prosperous and inclusive Outlook, set to take place at the Echo Hotel and Suites in Lagos on November 4th and 5th this year. Joining me to share more about what to expect, the vision behind the conference, and its growing impact on Africa's Islamic finance ecosystem is the key convener of the AICIF conference, Ms. Ummahani, Amin. Thank you so much for joining us to discuss on AICIF.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, Ms. Ummahani, Amin, please let's have you officially introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Ummahani Amin. I am the managing partner of the Metropolitan Law Firm and the conference planning committee chair of the African International Conference for Islamic Finance.
Thank you so much. So let's delve right into the conversation of today, which is, particularly AICIF. What informed the choice of the theme for the 7th Africa International Conference on Islamic Finance, the theme which is Africa Emerging, a prosperous and inclusive outlook? What, informed this choice of theme?
Africa is emerging, we chose this theme because Africa is at a very critical stage right now. Is at a turning point, I would say. And we are witnessing a lot of growth, digital transformation, and then stronger regional integration. So, but this growth isn't just enough. And that's why we said, okay, Africa is emerging. It has to be inclusive and sustainable. Now, how do we make that inclusive and sustainable? You know how Islamic finance is. Islamic finance is inclusive. It's about shared prosperity and all that. So the theme captures our optimism as about Africa's economy, about how we need to rise, and then how prosperity is the most important thing for us right now. So it leaves no one behind. All the people that are not really into Islamic finance are beginning to understand what Islamic finance is. So that's why we want to include everyone. We're not leaving everyone behind. We want to carry everyone along. And that's why the theme Africa Imagine, that includes everyone in Nigeria and Africa. And it reflects Islamic finance's principles of shared prosperity, of ethical investment, and of course, social justice.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Having established Africa being, very important in driving inclusivity, how would you describe the role of non-interest finance in shaping Africa's economic future?
So I think Islamic finance has a very unique role to play. It offers asset-backed and ethical financing, and then and that is exactly what Africans need as at this time. in terms of infrastructure, SMEs, which promotes inclusive and Islamic finance, it promotes inclusive growth. So that's why I'm going back to the theme again, that Africa Imagine a prosperous and inclusive outlook carries everyone along. So Islamic finance mobilizes and encourages social responsibility. And I think that, and it is sustainable, whether in the long term or the short term. So Islamic finance aligns again perfectly with Africa's development. So that's how I would describe Islamic finance in shaping the future of African economy.
Yeah.
It aligns with our vision for Africa, for inclusive growth and for sustainability and, of course, shared prosperity.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, I'm sure our viewers are already geared up for the conference. I mean, it's a conference that happens biennially, meaning every 2 years, every other year. So people would definitely look forward to it. Can you please share with us the array of speakers we should expect at this year's AICIF?
Yeah, very interesting this year. Every year we try to bring different people from the people that make the policy, that's policy makers, the regulators, the industry captains, and Sharia scholars as well. So this year is no different. We are going to bring everyone from regulators to policymakers to Sharia advisors. And we are also very fortunate this year that we are partnering, not we are partnering with the Securities and Exchange Commission to organize Africa International Conference for Islamic Finance. And it's a very huge improvement in the market. And for us as ISIF, this is the seventh. And so this marks a very significant milestone for us. Having the SEC be a partner in promoting Islamic finance. So for this year, it's going to be a very unique kind of ISIF, with the regulator of the capital market being the organizer of ISIF. So we're expecting a lot to happen this year. We have a deal room. We already have the pitch competition, which we've done behind the scenes and gotten a winner. 1, 2, 3 positions for that. And then we also have the awards, promoting excellence again in the industry. So this year's ISAVE is really packed with a lot of programs to make it successful.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I remember the last ISIF, the Emir Salusi David Osamin was present. Should we be expecting him this year? I know some people might want some of those, answers.
Yes, Sanusi Lamido is the mentor of ISIF. He has seen it grow from the start 2013 up until today. There wouldn't be any ISIF without Sanusi Lamido.
Yeah,
the Emir of Kano, not said he doesn't want to be addressed like that. Muhammad Sanusi II, the Emir of Kano, is going to be part of ISIF as always, and that's always the icing on the cake.
Yes, absolutely. Now I am more judged than I was. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Yes. So let's diverse. Let's talk about the non-interest finance market at large. Let's talk about Sukuk, something I know you're very enthusiastic about. How do you see, in the long term, what other Islamic finance models do you see Nigeria tapping into aside Sukuk, which has been, a drive in road infrastructure projects? Let's talk about tapping into other non-interest finance products to strengthen and support Nigeria's economic growth.
So beyond Sukuk, we see a lot of strong potential in equity-based instruments like Mudaraba and Musharaka to finance SMEs, for example, and SMEs and startups, really. And also we can also use Ijara. Most of the sukuks, sukuk is the overall base for raising funds. So if you look at, usually we have been involved in sukuk, mostly as sukuk al-Ijara. But then right now we're looking at other equity-based products, Musharaka, Mudaraba, and also models that can boost the economy. We also have around us the Takaful industry coming up. And Takaful, of course, is insurance and micro Takaful, micro insurance, which can strengthen the risk management of each Islamic finance product. We also are looking at agriculture and climate finance and all that. So we feel that products beyond Sukuk can be able to finance Islamic finance products or our economy, especially also us involving PPPs. There are a lot of government projects that need financing and needs collaboration. So it needs the public and the private to come together. And this year, I think we are going to have some of our key speakers that will talk about PPPs and Islamic finance structures. So I see a lot again happening in ISIF this time. And we hope that by the end of it, we'll be able to achieve a lot and put it into our own space, inshallah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Let's talk about Islamic finance, deepening financial inclusion across the country and at the regional level. How can non-interest finance do this?
Inclusion is the heart of Islamic finance. We've always preached inclusion. Many people stay outside the economic system, the financial system. Let me say, a lot of people, I have always mentioned that my mother has never seen the four walls of a bank, a banking hall. And that is because she wants to be Sharia compliant.
Wow.
And she says that it is haram to be involved in doing transactions with banks and all that. And there are a lot, millions and millions like my mother. And I feel that with the coming of Islamic finance, it helps deepen inclusion across Nigeria, whether Muslims or non-Muslims, or you don't even believe in any of these two religions. What we have been able to preach from 2013, no, 2009, because we started in 2009. In 2013, we started the African International Conference for Islamic Finance. But beyond that, what we have always preached from the beginning is inclusion, regardless of your faith or wherever you come from. So I feel that through Islamic finance, we can be able to create institutions like microfinance, digital banking, small traders can also be included. Everyone is included. And by partnering with the fintechs and cooperatives, we feel that this can make a difference and allow everyone to have access to finance. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Ms. Ummahani. So what is the outlook for non-interest finance or Islamic finance industry in Nigeria and across the globe, Africa, importantly?
It's very, very positive. It's very positive. For Nigeria, I have seen a lot of growth in the Islamic finance industry. Prior ISIF, 2009, it was only Jaiz. Even Jaiz was in a in a small office trying to put their acts together, waiting for the CBN to be able to give them the approval in principle to start business. And so I used to say, very funny, I used to call Islamic finance the new kid on the block those years. Yeah. And this time around, I say the kid has become a giant. And that is, yes, and that is Islamic finance because from Jaiz, we have five, six, seven Islamic banks now, and a window. Initially, Sterling Bank had a window, but now they have a full-fledged the alternative. You have Jaiz, you have Taj, Lotus, Sterling, and then you have SunTrust that has a window, and you have Summit Bank and another bank, about seven or so of them that are Sharia compliant, and more are coming. Mortgage institutions are coming up, trust companies are coming up that are Sharia compliant. You have takaful companies that are coming up. We have about five now and counting. Fund managers, financial advisors, all Sharia compliant in Nigeria. So I laugh about it sometimes. Nigerians are always very slow to start something, but once they get into it, there's no stopping them. And in fairness, they were a bit slow about Islamic finance because they need to understand. And you know that our regulation is the most robust, one of the most robust in the world. So our regulators were working, the industry players are also working. And so you find out that eventually now, what is the outlook, like you had asked, is very positive. We have seen strong regulatory support. We have seen the growth in investor confidence. And we have also seen increasing awareness. The sovereign sukuk had brought a lot of awareness for Nigerians. And so if you see the sovereign sukuk that started, it has been always, always oversubscribed. No sukuk so far, whether sovereign or subnational, that has not been oversubscribed.
Absolutely.
And we are looking at green sukuks, we're looking at fintechs, we're looking at regional collaboration between African countries. I see Ghana starting to do a lot of Islamic finance. I see Senegal, Kenya, of course, Gambia, and everyone else in that space. I see Morocco, Egypt doing a lot of Islamic finance. So Islamic finance will become a major, major driver of Africa's inclusive growth. And so that is the prospect we see for Islamic finance.
Please, Ms. Ummahani, tell us what you expect the viewers to do after watching this very enlightening conversation.
After listening to this, I want everyone, whether you are interested in Islamic finance or you are a practitioner in Islamic finance or you are just curious about Islamic finance, please come to ISEF. And then you will understand first a lot about Islamic finance. If you are just curious, then you will understand whether you want to take that conversation further. If you are a practitioner in that space, then it will help you to also network with people in that space in and outside Nigeria, because a lot of people, again, from outside Nigeria, mostly from African countries, will also be part of ISIF. So it will be a platform for you to engage, to be able to talk about the progress of Islamic finance in Africa. And then it will also be a platform where policies are being made, for Islamic finance, where people come together with projects. Deal rooms are there for you to be able to bring your project. And then you'll be able to also see our young people who are also entrepreneurs, even doing social impact, whom we have been talking to for the past 6 months. So we can be able to also assist people with their projects. You will see a lot of that. And also for the industry players, this is also a platform where excellence will be rewarded with the award night for the Islamic finance practitioners. So that's also something to look out for. But most of all, it will help you understand the inclusiveness of Islamic finance in your financial lives.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Ummahani. That was a fantastic conversation with you. I'm sure people now have a better understanding of the ISIF, forthcoming. So people should, tap in, register, attend, and look forward to the next coming one. So thank you so much for that. It was really a fantastic conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to our viewers, you've heard all she had to say. Whether you're curious, whether you're a practitioner, a policymaker, a regulator, just a student, I mean, it's open to everybody. And remember, it's not for Muslims alone. It is a balanced situation. It's a balanced conference, a balanced economic conversation. So please do come, register, and, enjoy yourselves.